which is just looking at the processes of the company and converting them to, I would say, a first-step digital process, which is basically getting everything into a system, nothing manual. And it's only after that that we dare to go digital. Yes. There are, unfortunately, no shortcuts.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
Good afternoon. I'm Prashant from Bajaj Electricals. We face a challenge normally for any changeovers that the success rate is not known. And in absence of the information or knowledge on the success rate, people are not ready to make a change. So what is generally your experience on the success rate on the change or a transformation?
So I would say that most transformations fail, and fail to achieve the targets that they set out at the beginning or the promise they have in the beginning. So that fails. What does not fail is the direction. So you have moved from where you were in that period of time. So let's say you drove your transformation for a year or 2 years or 4 years. That change has taken place, whether towards that, whether you've achieved the objective or not is secondary. And I think if you recognize that, and I had that in one of my slides there, is that keep 30-40% of your plan as fluid. Don't even, so let's say when you're driving a project of transformation and you're saying, I'm going to look at the P2P process and drive a cycle time reduction of let's say X. Yeah. Keep 30% of your resources as buffer to drive small projects that show change, show visible change. And once you start showing visible change, the belief in the big change starts. So most often what happens is we try to convince our management and people of the big change, and we think we have a roadmap to get there. But if it was so easy, then it would have been done. I mean, I'll give you another example where success is extraordinary. Right? If everybody knew Amazon would be so successful or Uber would be so successful, then a lot more people would have put money into it, and a lot more companies like Uber and Amazon, with their non-bureaucratic style, with the startup style, with let's say visionary leadership, have failed. So of every one Uber that has been successful, 9 people who attempted to do Uber have failed. And Uber, by the way, wasn't the first company to think of that idea as well. So ideas are cheap, executions are tough. I think companies who keep showing small successes and moving towards the goal will be better and higher, let's say, in the same area than others.
I agree to what you are saying, but generally in any private organizations, people are looking for immediate fruits. And if some idea is thrown off, then immediately people start asking, when are you going to implement? You have discussed it 1 month back, now what is the status? And it is expected that in 3 months the change needs to happen and the results are expected. In such scenario, how do we make that challenge successful?
So I think whatever could be solved in 3 months is a very small challenge. So I think it depends on us setting expectations as well. So if you project an idea which can't be done in 3 months, one, it should come across as a very difficult idea and challenge, and we should be able to explain the complexities of it. I'll give you an example. We're trying out a chatbot, for the last, I think, 1.5 months. And we picked a very small example saying the chatbot should be able to tell you how to go to our website and find information there. That's it. Yeah. But, it's a long process of learning and teaching that. So I think it's the more you spend time within the leadership of your company educating them of how challenging that area is will help you set expectations, and the more, let's say, smart you are with buffering your goals would lead you to success.
Thank you.
Thank you for that question. Anyone else in the audience? Amit, thank you very much. What a wonderful insight.
Thank you.
Amit, stay on the stage. We've got to felicitate you.
Thank you so much.
pleasure having you.
Thank you.
If you can give the caller mic to Mediagility.
Hello? Yeah. Can you guys hear me? Just like to introduce Mediagility, Deepak, Garg, and his team. They're going to be talking about location intelligence strategies for a smart and efficient supply chain. Also speaking with them will be Kausalya Nandakumar, CEO of Smartshift, and she'll be talking about the Smartshift success story. Guys, you originally had 45 minutes. If you could just try and keep that down to 30, that would be great.
Hi, good afternoon, folks. Really sorry for the delay. Let me just get on with it. So my name is Shishir Gokhale. I'm a partner at MediaAgility, and our specialization is building location intelligence solutions for businesses. We are a premier partner of Google. What that means is we bring all the awesome technologies that Google has to offer to the enterprise, and we convert them as solutions to businesses and our customers. The format of the session is going to be the following. I will give you a little bit of an overview of Google Maps and what location intelligence can do to your businesses. How can you really transform your business? This will be followed by Deepak Garg, who will take a deep dive. He'll show you some actual live demos, and he'll walk you through some use cases that you can relate to in the logistics and supply chain functions of your companies. And finally, we'll have Kausalya, who is the CEO of Smartshift, which is a Mahindra Group company, where you'll see an awesome example of how an entire business is built around location intelligence. So from a consumer standpoint, all of us are consumers, and on a day-to-day basis, we use Google Maps. It's pretty inseparable. Any app that you go to has some kind of flavor of location. We use it for navigation, driving directions, finding people, places, interesting things, and so on and so forth. So it's pretty much an inseparable part of any application that we use these days. Now, what does this mean or translate to in the business world? So specifically with this group of people, which is focused on logistics and supply chain, here are some of the problems that we think that you are faced with on a day-to-day basis. In the evening, your operations team might get a big list of delivery schedule, and you will need to figure out for the next day, how many trucks do I need? What's the best route my trucks will take? How do I optimize and reduce the number of trucks? How do I reduce my mileage so as to reduce cost? With GST coming in, a lot of regulations are going to be lifted. One of the things that you might all be thinking about is where do I locate my next warehouse or my distribution center? Some of you might be dealing with a large field force. You might have people on the field doing sales calls or service calls and so on and so forth. So one of the challenges is how do I manage my field force? What that means is, can I automatically assign tasks to people in the field? Can I know where my people are and optimally assign tasks based on direction and distance from an end destination? What if you want to know if your field force is not operating in the area that they were assigned to, but they are sitting at home and sleeping? All these things are now possible with the power of location intelligence. Another thing that you can bring to the table or bring to your businesses is visualizing data. Nowadays, it is possible to tag each element of your data with location. So it's got a geolocation. Your customers, you know where they are. Your warehouses, you know where they are. Your distribution points, you know where they are. Now, wouldn't it be awesome if you can take all this data and bring it upon layers and layers of maps and start making business intelligence decisions rather than looking at it boring Excel spreadsheets? And again, the simplest form is how do I track my assets? I have assets on the field. They could be people. They could be trucks. They could be shipments. Can I see them on a map, and can I figure out where they are in transit? So all these things are some of these problems that you are trying to solve on a day-to-day basis. Now, some of you might have automated a bunch of this. Some of you might be in the process of figuring out how to automate this, how to get into the digital revolution and tap into the power that's provided by location intelligence. Now, with location intelligence applied to your businesses, you can build amazing user experiences. You can increase your workload productivity and also enable strategic decisions by the BI capabilities that location intelligence can provide you. Now, here is just some data. I'm not going to read through it, but basically, this is a research that was done by Google with customers who have started using Google Maps to enable location in their businesses. So as you can see, a lot of businesses have actually shown tangible improvement by improvement in productivity, improvement in reducing costs and customer satisfaction, and so on and so forth. And you can do this too. This is a quick snapshot of where location intelligence was and where it's headed. We are all used to the phase 3 or the wave 3, which is dynamic information. This is where you know real-time traffic, you know navigation paths. If there's traffic, it will direct you around and suggest you a different path. So this is what we use in our day-to-day lives. Now we are getting into the phase 4 and the phase 5, or the wave 4 and the wave 5, where you're going to have billions of connected devices. There's a prediction that by 2020, there'll be about 40 billion connected devices, IoT devices, mobile phones, and so on and so forth. Now, with these connected devices, now you will be able to make a lot more intelligent decisions. And I'll show you a few examples of what you can do. And the next wave is the predictive phase. And Google has started doing this even now. If I want to go from here to BKC at this time of day, Google will tell you it takes about 30 minutes. But I can also ask Google, using the Google Maps consumer app, what is the time expected at 5 p.m. on Wednesday? And it can give you that information. So there's a lot of predictive analytics that's going on behind the covers that you might not be aware of. And all that information is available to you as businesses to implement in your applications. Now, like I said, IoT, Internet of Things, 1 billion people in India are going to be on smartphones. So everything's going to be connected, and everything has a location and a position. So what you can do is start building applications that have rich content from Google. They have local content, and you can build amazing customer experiences. Now, how does this all work together? To give you a very simple example, you might be driving home from work. We can define a geoperimeter around your home of 5 kilometers. If your car passes that geoperimeter, your phone can talk to your air conditioning device, which has an IoT, and it can make it turn on the device. So when you go home, it's nice and cool. And you can apply these same philosophies to businesses. If a truck enters a geogrid that you've defined for a location or a locality, it can send an automated message to your SAP system, which can send a message to your warehouse and make a bay ready for loading or unloading. So these are some of the things that you can start thinking about. This technology is available to you even today. Now we know a little bit about what Google does at the infrastructure level. At a consumer level, it does wonders. Google has also exposed all this technology to the enterprise world in the form of APIs or code snippets. Now, you can tap into it and make real transformations to your business, whatever business you're in. It could be insurance, FMCG, logistics, healthcare, and so on and so forth. But how do you bridge this gap? How do you take APIs and pieces of technology and actually make use cases that are applicable to you? And this is where MediaAgility comes in. We've basically focused on the middle 2 layers, and we've built solution accelerators and solutions that fit in very well with what your industry-specific needs are. For example, we have something called a perimeter definition tool. It's a visual tool that lets you draw a perimeter to define a boundary for doing many, many things, and you'll see a demo of that. We have something called a cockpit, where all your data of assets that's on the field can be brought out to the cockpit, and you can see like a mission control what's happening out in the field. We have routing and scheduling algorithms, and we've started implementing elements of machine learning into it. So not only does it take the basic parameters that Google provides of distance, direction, and time, It'll also take parameters that are specific to your businesses, like how much capacity does my truck have? How much distance, maximum distance can my truck traverse? All those information and any custom pieces of parameters that you might have, we can take them into our algorithms and do scheduling and routing for you in a very, very differentiated manner. Using these building blocks, then we have built solutions which are ready for the industry to use. So doorstep services is a solution where if you want the last mile delivery, we have it out of the box. Asset tracking, we have solutions out of the box, and so on and so forth. So this was just an overview of what we do at a very high level. I'm going to invite Deepak onto the stage, and he will take a deep dive down into demos and actually show you these things working. Hopefully the internet should support us. Come on, Deepak.
Hello. Am I audible? Yeah. Good evening, folks. Nice to have all of you here. As Shishir said, I'll go deeper in the demonstrations. We had the first hiccup. We found some problems with the setup. Hopefully, it will go smooth from here. So let me take it further. So we are going to deep dive into location for logistics today. So 4 or 5 areas we have seen lot of traction, lot of usage of location. So first is asset tracking and navigation. We as supply chain people, as logistics people, we have assets in the field. These could be moving assets in terms of trucks, people, everybody moving. We want to know where they are. I'll go deeper into asset tracking. We'll talk about with GST kicking in. One of the things is that the need to have a warehouse within a certain state, a state boundary is gone. So there is a new requirement to find out what's the new optimal position for a warehouse. And the requirements are multiple. I'll go deeper into that. We'll talk about scheduling and routing. We spend maybe millions of liters of petrol every year, diesel every year. If we can do something to reduce that by 10-20%, that's addition to our bottom line. So we have created scheduling, routing algorithms which do just that, bring productivity to the whole system. We'll talk about that. Next is advanced geofencing. So these days everything is nearby. We open Google Maps and we say what's the pizza joint nearby. We'll see how that nearby can be taken to businesses, do more with it. We'll look at that. We have even created a lot of logistics planning algorithm. Let me go deeper. I'll figure that out as we go ahead. Give me 1 second. You will have to bear with me. I'm going to pull some URLs on the fly. This is not my laptop. So first I'm going to talk about is asset tracking. As I said, we have people, field force in the field. This could be sales force, service force, or even our trucks moving around in the field. Bare minimum, we'll like to know where they are. Maybe in real time, hopefully up to the last 1 minute, where is this person or this particular truck in the field. But we want to go further than that. That's become hygiene these days. We want custom warnings which can be taken ahead and useful for business. That's exactly what this solution does. This is a SaaS-based solution. I can deploy a company very quickly. I can tell what all people are there in the company. In this, I've just added 4 such people. This could be any number of people. Once I create a resource here, we'll share an application with that person via a private Play Store or a public Play Store. They install the application, they log in with the mobile number. Just like WhatsApp, the system will remember who you are. It won't ask for credentials again and again. And you're all set. Now imagine this person starts the day. Field resources will start the day on the field. We don't expect them to come to office. So wherever they are, they will do a check-in to say, okay, my day has started. System will know what time you have started your day. We can go further and say that only when you are within this geofence, start your day. You cannot sit at home and start your day. A lot of sales force are not on the field and they'll just pretend to be. So here we can even know, have they really gone to the area they're supposed to play in and then start the day. Once the person checks in, system will get location of this person periodically. We have done enough technology to make sure that this works in a GPS black spot. This will work with a patchy internet connection. This will also make sure that it doesn't drain the phone's battery. We have taken care of all of that. There are many things out there. GPS will be patchy. A minute it will say you're in Delhi, the next minute it will say you're in Jaipur. So we have taken care of all of that. We get consistent location. This is a real-time dashboard. We are using a push-based technology. It will show in real time where my people are. Accurate up to the last minute. The person could keep moving as per real field. Next, I know where my people are. I like to know where they have been. So this person in the morning was supposed to do XYZ things. They started their day. Where all did they go? How much time did they spend in all these places? So we have got location history. Let me choose one resource from here. Let me choose the date when I want this. So let's say I am using for yesterday. And I want the system to bring in the location. So system will bring the location history for this resource for yesterday. Hang on, yes. At every point you can see I've got a timestamp where this person was. So I know where this person was throughout yesterday, at what time, how much time they had spent at what location. We have created a geofence. So in this particular use case, the geofence is where this person was supposed to play in. And the customer wanted that if they step out of the geofence, show a visual red as well as give me warning signals. That's what this system does. Wherever this person was within the geofence, we are showing green and red. Now this is just one warning they wanted. I can give custom warnings as per your requirement. So what I hear in the industry, I've got a truck. When the truck crosses Lonavala, tell me. If the person is at home for 2 hours, if the person is stuck in traffic for 2 hours, tell me. If the person hasn't moved for last 30 minutes, tell me. All those custom warnings can be done. So this is the asset tracking plus we have created. Apart from just knowing where my people are, we can do a lot more. And again, it can be more customized to the warnings suitable to your businesses. Let's take a step further. Maybe I've got a small set of people in the field. Along with knowing where they are, can I allocate them work on the fly and also track it without calling that person every minute? Typical thing is if I service folks, every 10 minutes I'm calling him. Kahan hai? How much time will you take? When can I give you the next job? A small, simple job management which can be done much more as per your needs. At the bare minimum, you choose a person, you send some notes, this is the job, this is the description, send it out. The person will receive a real-time push. He'll acknowledge that, yes, I'm starting the job. Once the job is over, they'll put some notes, take a proof of delivery, complete the job. Status will be updated here. So small job management and workforce management within the system. And again, this is just the basic vanilla product as I see it. As per your custom requirements, I can do lot more. The people could have skill set based here. So the work allocated could be based on skill sets. Lot more things you would need. Any custom warnings you would need. Warning types could be email, SMS, whatever you need. So that's asset tracking. Let me go back.